As of today, I'm 44 years old. But if I could go back in time and give my younger self financial and personal advice, this is what I'd say. There's this quote that really inspired me from a book that I've been reading. I'm going to link it up on the screen somewhere. And it goes like this: a man is rich in proportion to the number of things he can afford to let alone. So, in other words, whatever you can live without today, that is already a big money save. Think about it. When we go on Amazon to shop, how many times have you clicked on something that you weren't even planning to buy? Let's say you're buying milk for your kids. That's what I normally do. Milk and diapers and, stuff for kids in general, which, by the way, those are definitely essentials. How many times have you added stuff that you didn't really need, that you could live without? So think about all the money that we have wasted away from buying stuff that we don't need. The first thing that I would say is what you do with your money, it's all on you. Nobody's coming to rescue you from the bad financial decisions that you make. And you may have to inspire yourself, pick yourself up, and drastically change the way you spend your money. So this was a huge mind shift for myself because I was like, not that I've been a huge spender, but I realized just by looking at my credit card statement that I was buying things that I could have saved and put away, and that would have given me a much better financial safety cushion than the situation that I am right now. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you make a lot of money, if you make little money, the question remains the same. What can you live without right now? Can you live without that extra pair of boots that you saw on sale? Can you live without ordering yet another Uber Eats or skip the dishes if you're in Canada? That's the question we should be asking ourselves every time we're in a position to buy something and decide what would be the wisest choice. There's this YouTuber, he's a minimalist, and I am such a huge fan of him already. His name is Joshua Becker. And I think recently he posted a video about having big dreams for your money. So the title goes, do you want to spend less? Have big dreams for your money. It is brilliant because if we shift our way of thinking to that, we're going to have so much more money set aside, regardless of how much money we make. Think of all the money that you could have saved this year just by not buying all the non-essential things that you bought. I'm not saying that we can never order Uber Eats or we can never buy like a pizza or something nice for ourselves. I'm just saying that we should be more aware of our spending habits, which is something that ironically a lot of people are not, including me. I was completely oblivious to how much money I was wasting, and sometimes money that you don't even have. When you think about what a strain it puts on our mental health for never having enough money to pay off our credit card completely every month, and it adds up. Sometimes we're stressed, not just because of work or because of, hectic routine with our kids. That invisible financial burden that we carry in the back of our heads every single day, we will only be able to get rid of that once we start deciding to change our spending habits drastically. So Joshua Becker proposes a 1 month spending freeze. That's what I started doing recently. I don't want to do just 1 month. I wanted to incorporate this as a habit in my life. What he means by freezing your expenses is to focus only on buying your essentials like food and groceries and toiletries and cleaning supplies, and resist the temptation of buying anything else that is out of those categories. Imagine looking at your credit card statement and seeing a drastic cut in your expenses. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope that you can join me in this mission too. Number 2, advice I would tell myself: work on setting an early retirement for you. Don't wait for government resources to be able to retire, to be able to have financial stability in your old age. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I'm gonna, once I retire, I'm gonna travel the world and take that cruise and do all the things that I've always dreamed about doing. But if we have a strategic plan for our money today, when you're 20, when you're 30, when you're 40, you will be able to retire much earlier than the age of 70. And you will be able to fulfill all the dreams that you have, everything that's on your bucket list while you're still young, while you still have the energy to go out there and do stuff. Because here's a question for you. Would you rather start investing at age 70, when you're tired and you have poor health and you don't have a lot of work options at that age and you don't have the energy to make a lot of money and having to find ways to come up with a big amount of money to make up for all the years that you didn't save up, that you didn't invest? Or would you rather start today in your 20s, in your 30s, even in your 40s, while you still have good legs, you still have good health, you still have the energy to wake up every day and go to work and find better opportunities to make more money and set that money aside and guarantee an earlier retirement? And this is a sad realization that I had, that I'm 44 today, and if I had started investing 20 years ago, as little as $50 a month or $100 a month, that little by little every month for 20 years would have gone a long way, would have definitely changed my financial situation today. So please do not make the same mistake that I made, and do start investing however amount you are able to invest at the present moment and work your way up from there. If this video has helped you so far, inspired you in any way, please consider liking and subscribing and leaving a comment about your own personal experience, and I'll be happy to read it. Third thing I would tell my younger self, having to have a career is so overrated. Have you noticed in a social function or a networking function or a party that you go to, one of the first things people ask you is, so what do you do? What do you do for a living? It's almost like our worth is measured depending on what kind of career choice we make. I understand that a lot of the people are passionate about their careers, and for them it is important to have a career because that's just what they chose, that wasn't exactly imposed on them. Let's say doctors, they have a calling and they're passionate about their job, so they chose to follow this career path. But what about the people that never actually made a choice to be in a specific career? Like me, for instance. I've worked in many kinds of jobs, from working as a receptionist, assistant manager, customer service rep, private English teacher, language teacher in schools, and currently I'm a cat sitter. But I feel like people look at you differently depending on the kind of job that you're working, which is their own decision to do that. But honestly, I don't think that choosing a specific career path is mandatory. What if you want to be free? What if you want a schedule that is flexible enough so you can spend more time with your kids and family and your husband and your wife? What if you want to just create something of your own? So everyone has the power to choose what they want to work with in life. And no, they don't have to have a specific career. I actually watched this amazing video. I'm going to link it up on the screen, of this YouTuber. I can't remember. I think that the channel is called Mountain Dispatch. Yes, she is amazing. You should definitely follow her, because there was one YouTube video that she posted. It talks about that, why careers shouldn't matter, like for everyone, that people should be free to choose what they want to do with their lives and how they want to live it, and not be, necessarily chained to a desk 8 hours a day and working a 9 to 5 job if they don't want to, and have the freedom to work with something that they're truly passionate about, regardless of what that path is and regardless how society is going to perceive it. And by the way, if you have any extra financial tips on how to spend less and what is your current spending plan right now, please do write a comment and let me know and share it with the community, because I believe that by sharing our own personal struggles, we are helping each other improve this hectic life that we've all been living in. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.